longer you decide what you want, the longer it'll take to get there. The more you know what you do want, the more you will not engage with things you don't want. Better to be action-oriented than being just goal-oriented. You should be good on your own. So relationships, dapat tagdag lang yun sa buhay mo. Hi guys, it's your girl Sophia. So 2 weeks ago, I turned 21. And naisip kong gumawa ng video with a little bit more of substance other than the usual videos that I make that are tutorials, skincare videos, updates. Pahinga muna tayo doon because right now I want to share 21 things I learned in 21 years as someone who recently turned 21 just 2 weeks ago. Number 1, a little discomfort in the beginning can potentially save you a lot of pain and regret in the long term. This applies to honesty and delayed gratification. Honesty, kasi there are situations and there are people that we want to save. With honesty, sometimes true things, authentic things can be a little bit uncomfortable to say, especially if it's the type that could hurt someone. But thinking about the long term, it could be easier to be this comfortable now, just a little bit, for less pain and regret in the long term. Number 2, nothing ever comes first than health. It's 10 times better to spend on expensive, healthy food rather than an expensive, sickly medicine. Number 3, to be known is to be appreciated, and to be appreciated is to be loved. There will be people who support, love, and care for you without them saying it. People can say I love you without even saying the words I love you, but through actions, through the things they do, through the things they show you. There was a time in our organization now we had an event, and in that event, it's a party, it's a Christmas party. We had to answer a form in the Christmas party na sabihin mo, sino yun this type of person, who's the bubbly one, who's the one who likes to volunteer, who's the member in the organization who's OA, nonchalant, and stuff like that. And my friends, out of all people, volunteered me as the one who likes to volunteer a lot. And I did not even notice that about myself until she mentioned that earlier, just that day, when we were talking, I wanted to volunteer. And this isn't about me saying na I like volunteering, but this is about her noticing the little things. Like people who love you, maybe platonically, romantically, or as a family. The people who remembers the smallest details about you, the quirks you have. Those are the people you should appreciate. That's when you know somebody cares about you, when they see the small things about you. So to be known is to be loved. Number 4, learning about yourself is a way of moving yourself. It's better to be action-oriented than being just goal-oriented. I read somewhere that the difference between a successful person and someone who isn't is determined by the time between they have an idea and when they take an action upon it. Sabi nga ng Nike, just do it. There will be people who like to plan a lot. Plan, think of this, say of this. Pero there will be super content. There's a lot of people who will actually do what they plan. Me personally, I like being planned, being organized, and what time I have to do something, and what date I want to accomplish something. But sometimes I get too occupied with the time of me planning to do something instead of actually just doing things. Kaya nung narinig ko yung term na being action-oriented instead of just goal-oriented, tumatak sa isip ko. Number 5, take a chance while you still have the choice. Don't be indecisive. Emotion is the enemy of a good decision. If you're emotional, if you do not have a specific thought in mind, if you're not firm with your decisions in life, madaming pwede maapektuhan, and if you're not confident in what you want to do, what you want to take, what you want to achieve in life, the longer you decide what you want, the longer it'll take to get there. The more you know what you do want, the more you will not engage with things you don't want. That's what we want. Take the first move. Do the hard thing. You want this? You want that? Di mo alam na gusto mong gawin. People who know what they want, get to where they want. Number 6, face your fear and your fears will disappear. The earlier we get rejected, the earlier we move on. The earlier we fail at something, the earlier we can get back up at something. Lagi ko nga sinasabi kapag may kailangan kong gawin na scary, na hindi ko gusto talagang gawin, pero mas makakabuti pa naman talaga sa akin, the sooner I accomplish that, or once I accomplish that, I will be 10 times more confident, 10 times more firm, I will have more self-respect, and level up. Kasi na-face mo na yung fear mo eh. Ano pa bang susunod? Ano pa pang pwedeng humarang sa'yo? There was a time in junior high school na I really don't want to go to school na I was so anxious, I was so scared, I was so tired of interacting with people. I did not want to talk to anyone anymore. I done with studying, and I fear that my classmates would see that in me. Na I'm so done with life. I'm so done with everything. And it was my mom who helped therapy conquer that fear of me going back to school. And she said the exact same thing, na face your fear and your fear will disappear. It sounded like a joke. Pero when I did, like, after that day, sabi ko, pag nakompleto ko tong day na to, wala na ako hindi malalagpasan. Kasi my fear, just that day alone, na I was so anxious about interacting with my peers, gone. Natapos ko na. Nalagpasan ko na.
Editing future Pia here. I just want to say that this part may come a little bit of like privilege and sensitive, na I just wanna not go to school or anything. I did not tell the story properly. That at the time, there was a time now I had a lot of fear, specifically because I was diagnosed with clinical depression by a psychologist. And then soon on, I got better, but the reason for that depression was something that I fear. I constantly became anxious of something that I do not want to remember anymore. It was high school. And I just want to say that if you guys have fear of something and to just express yourself at something and to ask for help to improve your emotional, your physical, your mental, social health, please do not be afraid to face them. Please do not be afraid to ask for help. Please do not be afraid to get yourself better by putting yourself in a position out of something that you fear a lot. So if I can elaborate it properly, this could be another topic, a huge ass topic, but I don't want to elaborate on just facing your fears alone in life, because that isn't the only thing we can learn through life. It's like one of the things na pwede natin matutunan through the experiences we have, but that's just the first step once you're in a place of anxiousness, of deep worry and thoughts in your brain. I just want to clear that up. Face your fear and your fear will disappear.
And it's such an empowering move to do something you're afraid of. Kaya I said it to myself starting that year alone. I think it was in 2019 or like in 2020. And since that year, I have to do something I fear. The more that I fear it, the more that I have to do it. As long as it's not something dangerous, not something illegal, face your fears and your fear will disappear, but you will be more confident. Number 7, relationships can break or make a person. Coming from me with a very small circle of friends, I would say that relationships could make your life so much happier, healthier, and you don't have to be attached to a person to be happy in a relationship. With friends or a romantic partner or as a family, you don't have to be with them 24/7. You don't have to talk to them 24/7 as long as there's this connection that you respect each other. Don't engage in relationships that are unhealthy, toxic, and draining. There could be people who are energy draining, and I'm telling you, those are the people you do not want to be in relationships with. You should be good on your own. So relationships, dapat tagdag lang yun sa buhay mo. Your relationships influence your decisions and your life in general. So kung nasa bad influence relationship ka, Number 8, integrity is so attractive. Doing what you say you're going to do is a top 10 out of 10 trait. Number 9, someone else's beauty isn't the absence of your own. Someone else's strength doesn't make you weak. Girl, be a girl's girl. Number 10, keep a passcode or remember your parents' passwords. It could be your parents, your guardians, your tito or your tita, kung meron man silang Facebook accounts, social media accounts, cell phone passwords, financial passwords like si Gcash or Maya or somewhere. Be updated and keep them all. Madami na silang iniisip sa buhay. Huwag niyo nagdagdagan. Plus, it'll save you time if they suddenly ask you to recover their account kasi hindi na nila matandaan yung password. Number 11, learn to treat yourself the way you would treat someone you love. If you put yourself in other people's shoes and that person is someone you love, would you sleep early? Would you take your vitamins? Would you eat your meals completely 3 times a day? Would you work out? Would you exercise? Would you do those things for the people you love? Di ba pag sa iba, aalagaan mo, pero pag sarili mo, hindi mo kaya? Kung lagi mo sinasabihin yung friend mo na uminom ng tubig or kumain ng tama, dapat ginagawa mo rin, no? Number 12, you dress based on who you are and who you are changes. And that's okay. Meron tayong seasons in life, and I find that in each season or each level, from when I was a kid to puberty to right now, I'm in my early 20s. Wow, early 20s. I changed my style a lot, coming from a very kikay girly to a colorful girly to a more of a minimal dresser. The way we dress relates a lot to who we are. So don't be afraid to express yourself through your clothing, and don't be afraid to dress up. Remember, appearance is currency. Be presentable and appear the way you want to be appeared as. Number 13, buy that pretty investment that will change the way you work in life. For me, it's this one. It's the very first pretty investment na medyo out of my budget until I started to work way much more just to afford this product again and again. It's around 400 to 500 pesos for a lippy, and as a student, I really cannot just afford that when I started buying this. It's a lip treatment oil. It not only made my lips look prettier, it made my mindset more hardworking. Once you go to an item that you know has value and has quality, you will never go back, and you would suddenly find ways on how to afford it rather than just save money for something na medyo mas mura, medyo mas affordable, pero hindi naman talaga yun yung gusto mo. Find items that are worth buying, that will make you 10 times more motivated to work for them. Number 14. Some arguments are meant to be won by not arguing at all. Again, some arguments are meant to be won by not arguing at all. Learn to agree to disagree, to save your energy, to prevent resentment, disagreement, or embarrassment. Number 15. Investing early gives you a boost in life, but starting right now still impacts the future you're heading to. There's this huge advantage kapag nagsimula ka sa buhay mo with a self-development journey at an early age, and if you invest and save early, pero the sooner you do it right now, kung hindi mo pa nasisimulan, the sooner you can still make a future for yourself. I read this aviation quote that says, if a plane turns just a little bit, like 1 degree, it will miss its destination by a mile for every 60 miles it flies. The farther it goes, the more lost it gets, and the longer it takes to get back to where it needs to be. Water break. Drink your water, guys. So, isipin niyo the airplane. Goes like that, and just like 1 degree turn will make it miss its destination by a lot the longer it travels. Number 16. Someone else's timeline can be completely different from your own, so run at your own pace. Number 17. Give time to stretch at night before you sleep or morning after you wake up. Please do not allow your body to be stiff. Stretching releases a lot of stress in your body, kahit 5 minutes lang. Even while you're on bed, stretching helps a lot. Number 18, learn to use your second brain. Your brain is not for storing information, it's for creating them. Your second brain could be like a notebook, your phone, a website, an app. For me, it's journaling, and journaling is like talking to a friend, talking to a therapist, talking to myself in the future or the past, and it allows me to store my information sa utak ko, sa brain ko. Just to keep your head clear, use a second brain. Number 19, find a passion that is worth burning the midnight oil. We could have multiple passions, we could have multiple dreams, but not everything is worth doing ng sabay-sabay. Especially with the limited time and energy that we have to choose which one is more priority, which are the ones that are worth losing our sleep over, which passions are we willing to do even if we don't make money from them. Those are the ones that are worth doing. It's for your soul, it's for your energy, for your creativity. Find that and continue learning and improving on it. Number 20. Just because you win doesn't mean you're a winner. This is a hardcore personal development advice na I got from a YouTuber, and it makes sense that just because you win at something doesn't mean you're a winner in the long run. Just because you score high at a quiz doesn't mean you're automatically going to pass a class. Just because you invested today doesn't mean you're gonna be financially free. Just because you ate something healthy sa breakfast doesn't mean magiging healthy na rin yung buong week mo. It just means that we have to constantly give effort in the things we do kung meron tayong end goal in mind. Hindi yung kapag nagkapera ka once, dahil nagkapera ka na, gagastusin mo na siya on something you really want. I know a few people na kapag nagkaroon sila ng pera, if they get money, they would automatically buy it on something they want just because you get something. Doesn't mean you have to settle at that when your goal is to be much more. Number 21, different people can have different battles and some may not be comfortable to share them, especially for those people who are a bit more reserved, even if they're your close friends. And there will be selfless people who will not want you to worry about their problems, and sometimes all that person needs is an act of kindness. And I think that is all for the 21 lessons I learned in 21 years. Thank you for watching. It has been a great year and great start of 2025. So last but not least, number 21, always remember, be a little kinder. Bye!